What up guys, today's topic, lucky stones. Lucky, that's a little bit too little, maybe. So, what do we have here? Let's do it in red. Lucky stones. So I don't know if you can read that necessarily, but I think you can. You stay in camera. But these are a cultural phenomenon. A lot of cultures throughout the ages always had something that brings them luck, something that gives them value. It can be everything. Sometimes it's horseshoes, a four-leaf clover. Whether we have Egyptians sell just little tiny stones that you can make a necklace of or something, but it's always an item that you carry with you to quote unquote bring you luck. Whether this is true luck or not is a topic that we will search for today. So we have our lucky stones. Usually what happens is that some sales rep, some sales guy is telling, yeah, you know, buy these stones, they bring you luck. Buy this horseshoe, buy this four-leaf clover. They will bring you luck. They will bring you prosperity, fortune and wealth. So, what usually happens then is that the person that wants to buy it or falls prey to it is starting to get a belief. Usually, let's write it down real quick. This will make me lucky. I do hope you can see it. This will make me lucky. That's usually the belief that the salesman tries to pump in it. So, because if everybody wants to get lucky, every single person on this planet. So, what we... oh fuck, the lighting fucked. Okay, whatever. We have... so... a note on beliefs. Beliefs are just basically one-liners of programming inside of your brain. Just view them as binary code. So that makes us equals 1. 1 being activated. So what we create now is an assumption. The person assumes that it will bring lucky. So, and since the brain cannot tell the difference between an assumption and another emotion, it starts to feel the way as if it were already lucky. So what we create then is a conditioning, a form of basically simple Pavlovian stuff that's going on. So if I take color, we got, let's say, a stone. For simplicity's sake, a lucky stone. The salesman or saleswoman tells them, this stone brings you luck. So, an arrow, luck. This brings you luck. Let's say it's a naive one, a naive tourist. So what we create is the assumption. So the person in question, the tourist, makes this little dude, goes for a emotional, like associates a luck state towards it. Lucky, being lucky, is a emotional state of mind. So a state, as we call it. if you ever wondered why, like, how does that feel, go on a win streak on a casino, but be careful with your money. Lucky is nothing more than a feeling we describe when we have consequences, and serious coincidences not far from each other that will bring us something of value, like money, finding something, usually money. That's why we feel enormously lucky, because with the money we find, we can do almost anything. For me, as a personal example, I was walking. I didn't had much, how do you say, feeling for it. I didn't want to go completely for it. And it was extraordinary, so I wasn't used to going for that walk at that time. So, but I said, fuck it, I'll just walk for once. So I was walking, and I was starting to think about the state of feeling lucky. And I was thinking, if I, and I was thinking about it. And the more I thought about it, I was like thinking, if I believe money will come to me, is that actually true or not? Because your brain and beliefs, I won't go into that too far, but they are closely aligned. So the more you believe in something, the more it will quote unquote happen. And the coincidence happens that I found on the side of the road, in the grass, was like paper money. That paper money consisted of 80 euros. For me it's a lot. So I felt enormously lucky. Was it because I believed in it? Was it because of mere chance? Was it mere coincidence? Who knows? That's a moment I felt lucky. And I think most people have that experience once in their lifetime. But here it comes. So we have this little dude who's already to think that this stone will bring luck. So usually it's like they buy it for their children or grandchildren or whatever. So what do we create here is, let's say the guy buys it. He is a little bit skeptical at first, but something happened. But he thinks great things can happen from this. So the guy bought it. Let's wipe this out. So the guy has his lucky stone. Lucky. This can be any object. I'm using a stone for simplicity's sake. Lucky. I hope. Wait, I'll write it a little bit bigger. Lucky. So this is our lucky stone. The guy is still a bit skeptical, but what happens when he sees this lucky stone, as it's called, he makes an association that the stone equals a feeling of lucky. And if you are the wearer of the stone, you will feel enormously lucky. So we got the stone, which is a conditioned response, and it goes over to there, which is usually a this ain't right. So conditioned stimulus. Why is this a conditioned stimulus? Because the society, cultural phenomenon, a lot of cultures believe in the having these brings you luck, brings you familiarity, whatever. So let's say this one is conditioned. It's not like food, it's instinctive. This one is man-made, to put it like that. So what happens is you create a feeling of lucky. I'm gonna wipe away this belief. this is the response. So we got a conditioned response, because everybody who has these stones has a feeling of lucky. Now, here comes the kicker. Is it true science? Is it mere luck? Or is it a fabricated story to sell you money? It's all of them. Let's say this guy who wears it just bought it, and after a while he goes for a walk in the city because he's a tourist and he wants to enjoy the sightseeing. That guy suddenly finds some paper money, let's say $10 or something. And then he thinks what happened, because he found, we in our mind try to pick reasons for why we do things or why we find things. So he had let's say a $10 bill. What is this guy gonna think? I bought the lucky stone. Then I found $10, which results in feeling lucky. Okay, this is getting messy, but he feels lucky. He thinks back about the stone, because the stone brings him the luck. Because the stone brings him luck, it goes around and around. Now, the usual loop of actions is we have our beliefs. We take action towards them. We have results. And it goes around. Beliefs. We believe we can feel lucky about the stone. We bought the stone because, yeah, why not? If it makes us feel lucky. Rah rah rah. We feel lucky. We have results because we found the $10 bill. We reinforce the belief that this stone will bring us luck. Now, what essentially happens in this whole process, it's not because that stone brings luck. That stone doesn't mean shit. That stone, it's an anchor. As you all know, an anchor is simply something that brings up an emotion. So if I snap my fingers and there's a certain emotion linked to it, I will feel that emotion. I will start doing something or simple stuff. It's a stimulus, like the snap, and you have a response, like feeling confident or something. Now, we got the lucky one. This is purely man-made in everybody's head who bought the stone. When you are in a state of luck, just put it like that, or be lucky, there is something in your brain called the ARS, Reticular Activation System, that basically is the thing that makes you, if something stands out, or you need to focus on something, or an accident happens in front of you, this motherfucker makes sure that you pay attention. So, when you are in a lucky state, every state you have, every emotion you have, will determine different course of actions that the ARS needs to take. If you are in a lucky state, you are looking consistently for lucky things that make you lucky. So the guy with his stone is not making a, how do you put it? The guy with the stone is not being guided by some outside force. No, he believes whatever you believe in your head you will hold as true. So if you hold as true, you will not die for it, but you will act accordingly. Plus he bought the stone, and if his family found out that it doesn't work and yada yada yada, he make a fool of himself. So it's in his best interest that this stone brings him luck. Now, the guy, God fucking damn it. Now, what happens is that this guy with his stone finds something of value. He might have missed it if he was in a different emotional state. It is because he's in a lucky state that he found it. Well, another state would do, but some states like daydreaming, he would have totally missed it. It would have been out of his sight. So in this way, the guy just made himself a little bit wiser, and he can always go back to the stone to feel lucky again. He can then go back out on the street so that he can feel amazing. Now, the main question people think then, lucky stones, they are a scam. They are not meant to be. They are to, you know, get the money out of the people's pockets. Yes and no. Some guys will do it for that reason. To get the $10 from the guys who bought it instead of the luck. They will take the $10 the guy found because he was lucky and put it in their pocket to buy him another stone. It's a cultural phenomenon for some to bring luck. It is not necessarily a scam, with the simple reason being not everybody knows about this shit. And if you have a society or civilization that's more religion based, or is a little bit behind on the timeline of technology, it's normal that they seek answers from powers higher up. So it's not necessarily a scam. It's actually a way for those people to control their brains. And that's something very powerful. I mean, they take the stones and they feel lucky. If you have state of lucky, it makes you feel good, and you will see things that you would otherwise have missed. So, no, it is not necessarily a scam. It can be put in a scam. It's a cultural phenomenon, so it's very normal that this happens. So please don't belittle people, don't make fun of people. Some people just don't know about this. This is simple Pavlovian stuff. You take a response, they see the stone, and you got the conditioned stimulus, you see the stone, and there is a conditioned response. In this conditioned response of state of feeling lucky, they can get results. Like the $10 bill. I don't even know if a $10 bill exists, but okay. Never been to the States. Now, so if you see somebody with a lucky stone, don't make fun of them or something. If you want, you can show them this video to explain them why. It works because we make it work. It works because we put our faith into that stone. That's why we have this feeling, that's why it works. Basically, not because of the stone. The stone needs nothing. You can pick them up on the sea and sell them as lucky stones. For things like a 4-leaf clover, it's a bit harder. But it's also like you don't find that often a 4-leaf clover. So as the moment you find it, you feel lucky because you are excited or feel good about a rare opportunity that is in front of you. It does not always happen. Yeah, you don't find it every day. So that triggers a state of luckiness. So most people don't know about this. Simple psychology, Pavlovian lecture. Simple stuff. Use it to your advantage. I'm outie.